Hello, welcome back to the Danny Buys Houses podcast. I'm your host, Danny Johnson, here in San Antonio, Texas. All right, we got a great show for you today. If you've got a house that's falling apart, inherited a property you don't want, or just evicted some tenants who left a mess, this episode is for you. Today, we're going behind the scenes of selling a house to a cash home buyer like me at Danny Buys Houses. I'll walk you through every single step from the first call to cash in your hand. We'll answer some listener questions too. Are you ready? Let's get started. Selling a house can feel like a mystery, right? Especially if it's beat up or if you need out fast. That's where cash buyers like Danny Buys Houses come in. I've been doing this for over 20 years now here in San Antonio, buying houses as is for cash. No repairs, no delays, just a simple real estate transaction. So what happens when you contact us? Let's dig into that. Let's break it down in detail step by step. First step, you reach out. You can call us at 210-881-7707. That's 210-881-7707, or head to DannyBuysHouses.com and fill out the fast cash offer form. It's right there on the homepage and you can't miss it. All right, it's easy. It really just takes 2 minutes. You just basically tell us about your house, where it is, what it's like, and don't hold back. If it's got cracks in the walls, an outdated kitchen, or a leaking roof, we need to know. This isn't really a beauty contest. We buy off-market properties in any shape whatsoever. Once you hit the submit button on the form or hang up the phone, we're on it. Next, we schedule a visit. We agree to a time that works for you. We come to your house, me or one of my team, and there's no pressure and no rush. Even if you're out of town, we can even work around that. This isn't a traditional home inspection where we walk around with a clipboard and nitpick everything, climb up on the roof, crawl under the house. We don't do any of that stuff. We're basically looking at what shape is the house in, what do we need to do to get it fixed up and sold, rented, or anything else we want to do with the house. So basically, we're looking at what shape the HVAC system is in. Do the kitchens, bathrooms need updating? Is the foundation on level? What kind of cleaning needs to be done? Is there anything need to be hauled off? All that kind of stuff. And don't worry, because nothing scares us. We've seen it all, really. We've bought burned houses before that have been, like 20, 30, 40% burned. We bought high-end houses that didn't even need any work. Now, we're not scared off by anything. We're really just figuring out what it'll take to fix up after we buy it. That's our job, not yours. So you don't have to worry about, having a detailed list of things or point out things. We just walk through and look at it all. This walkthrough typically really, a lot of people are surprised because it only takes about 15 to 30 minutes. So we're not going to take up a lot of your time during this appointment. And then the big question that we get is usually, how do we determine our offer? So we've walked through, we've determined, how much in repairs we're going to have to do. We can basically come up with our cash offer for you. And people want to know, what is the process? Well, we look before we head even out there to the house, we're looking at what the house's value is fixed up. So we look at what things have sold for, similar houses have sold for in that immediate area within the last typically 6 months. And from there, we have an idea of what it might be worth once we're done fixing it. Obviously, there's some risk involved. And so, we have to figure out that number pretty, sometimes conservatively, depending on how varied the different sales prices have been. And from there, we subtract the repair costs that we just figured out after walking through the house and a little bit for our profit. And that's it. There's no secret formula. Say your place needs 30K in work, we factor that in and give you a fair number for the house. So it's not full market price. Those buyers don't want, they don't want to buy a house that needs work. They want move-in ready, but it's cash, it's fast, and it's hassle-free. So you know exactly what you're getting, no games, right? There's no cost to get that offer. There's no obligation for you to accept that offer. But if you do like it and you want to move quick, we're ready to go. So let's assume that you do like the offer. What's next? So you say yes, and we move fast. We both sign a purchase agreement so that our offer is in writing, right? You want to know what you're agreeing to. We want to know what's being agreed to, all in writing, so there's no confusion. We send the deal to a local title company here in San Antonio. For us, it's usually Old Republic Title. They do a title search, make sure the house is yours to sell, and there's no hidden liens. It just takes a few days, and we put down earnest money deposit to show we're serious and to make it a binding contract. And then we set a closing date. So that closing date is going to be, basically a week, it could be 2 weeks. It's really up to you. It's what do you need? How much time do you need to take care of things you need to do? If you are living in the house, you need to move out, you want to have, 3 or 4 weeks. That's really up to you. We're pretty flexible with all of that. So now the closing day rolls around. We're usually out there early. We sign first at the title company because it only takes us about 10 minutes. Then you sign at the title company when it's convenient for you, or you can even sign remotely if you're not local and can't make it to the title company in person. After all signatures are done, the title company gives you a check for your proceeds and the papers, everything's done. Everything is recorded at the county courthouse by the title company. They really handle all of that kind of stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. You're really basically signing and getting your check and handing over the keys, and that's basically the end of it for you. So you walk away with cash, no strings attached. We take the house, mess and all. And I've had even folks cry tears of relief at the table. I remember one lady, Carla, sold us a house after her tenants had wrecked it, and she said, "Danny, I feel free." And you could tell that the weight had been lifted off her shoulders, and that's what this is all about. So that's basically the process in a nutshell. If you have more questions regarding how we do things and what we do, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about it. And at this time in the podcast, I like to go through some listener questions. So you sent them in, I've got answers. Let's get right into the mail. All right, the first one here, Danny, what if my house needs a ton of repairs, including a roof that has been leaking for a long time? Can you still buy it? That's from James in San Antonio. James, yes, the worse, the better. We bought places you wouldn't step foot in. Repairs don't scare us. You don't touch a thing. Well, we handle it all. Even if there's, different thing caused by the roof leaking for a long time, you're gonna have damage that might not be seen. We know that, we understand that, we can get in there and take care of stuff, and we'll still buy the house as is so that you don't have to mess with any of that stuff. All right, James? Cool. All right, next. Let's see here. I inherited a house full of junk. Do I have to clear it all out? This is from Rachel in Universal City. Rachel, nope. Leave it all there. Furniture, trash, whatever you want to take, you take. Whatever you don't want, just leave it there. We'll deal with it. Um, I once bought a house with 20 years of things, newspapers and different things stacked up and, nearly touching the ceiling. It was kind of hard to even get through the place. So you're off the hook. You don't have to worry about cleaning all that stuff up. I know that's daunting to have to go through all of that stuff when you don't really even want any of it, to find out what to do with it. A lot of times there's an emotional attachment to it because of the person that owned those items, things like that. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll take care of it if you don't want to keep any of it. All right, so the last letter here is how fast can you close? I'm behind on property taxes. That's Mark from Converse. Hey, Mark. We can close in as little as a week if you're in a pinch. Tax troubles are urgent. We know we've helped folks dodge auctions with days to spare, and we can move fast for you. So just give us a call. We can see what the situation is and the property information, all that kind of stuff, and make you an offer and see if we can't get that house sold before any more serious problems with the property taxes. Because, the county is going to get paid before anybody else. The county will get paid no matter what. All right. If you got more questions, send them my way. I love hearing from you. And yeah, so let's transition into, like I said before, how to get the ball rolling. If you're thinking about considering a house, selling a house quickly, for cash and needs repairs or anything like that, just visit DannyBuysHouses.com, fill out that fast cash offer form on the homepage, and tell us about the San Antonio house, repairs or not. Or if you're in surrounding areas, Seguin, um, Universal City, Converse, Selma, Schertz, Bernie, New Braunfels, all of that kind of stuff. It's fine. Just reach out to us and we'll make you an offer. All right, there's no obligation, and you can say no and walk away if you're not happy with the offer that we make you. All right. So selling a house doesn't have to be hard. It can be scary, but it doesn't have to be hard. I know it's scary for most people, and I've been doing this since 2003. So I love helping people with houses that need work because I love taking houses, fixing them up, and really transforming them. That house with the ceiling that's falling down and maybe has lots of problems that you really don't want to deal with anymore. We'll take it. fix it up, and we'll do something with it. We can get you cash for that house as is, and you can be on your way. That's what we do at Danny Buys Houses. So head over to DannyBuysHouses.com, fill out that form, and let's talk. I'm Danny Johnson, and I'm here to make this easy for you in San Antonio. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Share this with someone who needs it. Next time, we're going to talk about selling an inherited house for cash, whether probate has been done or not. So you don't want to miss it. Tune in to the Danny Buys Houses podcast. This is Danny Johnson saying take care and let's get that house sold. See you soon.